Many people travel to the Holy Land every year on a live Octagon Project tour, but now you can do it through virtual reality and enjoy many of the things that normal tourists will never see. In tour number 2 of the Octagon Project, you're going to be walking through all the sites in the Holy Land that are important in the Gospel story prior to the birth of Jesus. And you'll be traveling both in Judea and in Nazareth, following the chronology of the book The Merged Gospels, which is the field manual for the Octagon Project. Your first stop is a very popular and important site because of what happened 17 years before Jesus was born. This is the Church of St. Anne, the Mother of Mary, and the traditional birthplace of Mary herself. It is one of the largest Crusader structures in the Holy Land, where you will actually walk down into the crypt of this church and onto the street level of the ancient city of Jerusalem. You will also be next door to the Orthodox Church, which celebrates the same event, the birthplace of the Mother of Jesus. Next, you will be taking a trip up to the Temple Mount, where you will learn all about Zacharias, the father of John the Baptist, and his conversation with the angel Gabriel inside the temple sanctuary. And you're going to receive the very rare privilege of entering the Dome of the Rock, where the Holy of Holies once stood. You will also go down into the Cave of Souls, underneath the foundation stone of the temple, where there is a mysterious mosaic hidden under the carpeting on the floor of this cave. You will also discover how the Dome of the Rock is actually a silent witness to the resurrection of Jesus. And you will learn about the many references to Jesus that were inscribed on the inside of this dome. Then you will travel up north to visit the ancient town of Nazareth, where you will actually walk into 3 first-century homes that Jesus himself probably visited during the 27 years that he lived in Nazareth. Very close to these ruins is the only above-ground home ever discovered in Nazareth that was built during the time of Jesus. At this amazing archaeological site, we are going to lower you into a pit where there are pottery shards that have probably been untouched since the early Roman period. And you will go down into another cavern that was carved out of solid rock, where archaeologists believe that the Jews hid during the Roman invasion of 67 AD. This is the Greek Orthodox Church of St. Gabriel, which was built over the spring where Mary gathered her water, and the place where she first heard the voice of the archangel. You will go back in time 900 years to walk through a tunnel built by the Crusaders, where you will stand in the 3-foot circle of probably Mary and Jesus. You will go down into the well, onto the very spot where Mary knelt to fill her water jar. This means that you will be kneeling at the exact place where Mary was when she heard the first words of the angel. There's another location that we will visit in Nazareth called Mary's Well, and in this place, you will learn a mystery about Mary that doesn't come from the Bible. It's a secret that only reveals itself when you examine the topography of the ancient city of Nazareth. Next, you will walk downhill to visit the largest church of the Middle East, the Church of the Annunciation. Here we will take you inside the home of Mary, where the Word of God became flesh. This is the birthplace of Christianity. The gospel story continues in the Judean village of Ein Karem, and that's where you'll go next, to the Church of the Visitation. This is where Mary entered the home of the parents of John the Baptist and first greeted John's mother, Elizabeth. And it's where Mary gave her beautiful and poetic oration, the Magnificat, inscribed in 47 languages on this wall. Here you will go into the crypt under the church, where you will be just inches away from the remains of the monks who lived here over 1,300 years ago. Our next stop is just a short way down the hill to a place called Mary's Spring. This was the only freshwater source in the village of Ein Karem, and so it's a place that Mary must have visited more than once, as she spent 3 months here prior to the birth of John the Baptist. As a child, Jesus himself probably visited this spring during many of his pilgrimages to Jerusalem. The high point of your visit to Ein Karem will be seeing the birthplace of John the Baptist. This church also has a very dark and stifling crypt where Christians used to bury their dead 1,500 years ago. You will walk down into the grotto where you will crawl beneath the altar to touch the very place where John was born. Our last stop will take you back up north to the traditional home of Joseph, the husband of Mary, where you will enter the crypt that the Crusaders built over the place where Joseph lived. Here you will see what may be the oldest baptistry ever discovered, a basin that reveals the Jewish roots of Christianity. This tour can be viewed on any computer, any mobile device, and all virtual reality headgear. It is expertly and inspirationally guided, and you can experience all of it right now through the Octagon project.